Stand firm. That's part of the concluding message that the Apostle Paul offers to the churches of Ephesus. In other words, he warns them that the Christian life is one of active involvement. It is a living, engaged, and vibrant faith. We get that impression early in the book when he encourages growth towards spiritual maturity, other manifestations of an inner transformed soul, and the multiple exhortations to walk according to God's purpose, his holiness, his truth, and his love. But we see it most explicitly in Ephesians 6:10-18, when the exhortation to stand is expressed 4 times in a short span, as well as other oppositional terms such as against, used 5 times, and a warning to stay alert in verse 18. In this popular segment of Scripture, Paul likens the Christian life to warfare, specifically a spiritual warfare. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual wickedness in high places, according to Ephesians 6:12. In essence, the battle is won against adverse influences and the distortion of truth. Consider this illustration. Behavior and perception are highly complex processes of which there are several intrapersonal factors that have the potential to influence an individual's orientation to truth. Some psychological, such as personality traits, attitude, emotional state, sexuality, motivations, learned behavior, interest, and desires. Some physical, age, gender, ethnicity, health. Some cognitive, intellectual capacity, core beliefs, and cognitive biases. And still others include one's habits, past experiences, and the external circumstances under which one is exposed to truth, such as the intensity, frequency, order, and timing of exposure. In addition to this, we live in societies composed of individuals with their own interpersonal factors who interact with one another. Hence, there are numerous interpersonal factors and social pressures that may affect thought and behavior, such as cultural norms, social class, social roles, and finally, one's upbringing. Now, I would like to make a few clarifications about what I mean by influence. I mean that is something or someone that may affect a person's character, development, or behavior. So, an influence is a potential effect, not necessarily inevitable one. That is, it may or may not affect you. The potential effect of an influence may be positive or negative. That is, it may pull you in the direction of truth or away from it. The magnitude of an influence varies. That is, it may have anywhere between a small to a big effect on you. The effect of an influential factor may be conscious or subconscious. You may not be aware of how or to what extent a specific factor influences your decision making. To understand the complexity of behavior, consider this example. A black female Christian approaches 2 persons trying to convince them that abortion is wrong. Person A is a man with subtle racist inclinations who is employed by an abortion clinic. Person B is a black man who grew up in a conservative church. Which one do you think is more likely to be convinced by her argument? Now consider this. What if you learn that person A became a Christian a few days prior, and his wife just had a traumatizing miscarriage? And for person B, he lives in San Francisco, California, and had multiple bad experiences with religious persons. Does any of these factors have the potential to influence how her argument will be perceived? Did the new information change your answer? And how sure are you of your answer now? To make things more complicated, Scripture adds another level to the network of potential influences, a spiritual level. There are non-human, intelligent, moral beings that may subtly but effectively influence one's ideology and behavior. What makes this level especially noteworthy is that the intent of these influences is singly malevolent. They are passionate about disassociating you from an authentic, morally upright, purpose-fulfilling, soul-satisfying existence. With these somewhat troubling considerations, how should we then proceed? Well, we explore the answer in our next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. Check out our website at www.maygp.org or follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may grace proceed.